We're in a room filled with college admission counselors, everything about education, post-secondary education that you can probably think of. But I want to go back for a moment when I was preparing my students, my daughters, for college. I wish I had this book, The College Conversation by Eric Furda and Jacques Steinberg. Well, what took you guys so long? Like, what happened here? Talk to me about the college conversation, because in my house, it was so intense, it was emotional, sometimes a little cray-cray. I could not. I just wish it was an easier process. This book, talk to me.
Well, Cecily, I think with your opening, it's really the intent that both Jacques and I had about being able to have some opportunities for families to have a frank discussion, but not be overwhelmed by that discussion. So we talk about guardrails. When can we talk? When should we not talk? We have activities throughout the book, over a dozen. So we just really want to cue up families to have really a conversation that can be helpful, but not burdensome.
So, Jacques, did you base any of this information on your own personal experiences?
So both of us are parents. My kids, one in college now, one out of college. Eric's kids slightly younger. None of our kids get name checked in the book, but we took sort
to
of
protect the innocent.
That's right.
But we took the sum total of our experience first and foremost as college admissions professionals. Eric is a former dean of admissions. I was an education journalist at the New York Times for 25 years, and we tried to imagine what would have helped us to sort of have a conversation starter with our kids and to facilitate a conversation that, as you say, has all the emotions and more that you describe.
You talked about guardrails. Give me those guardrails, because I probably ran into them many times.
That's right. You may still scrape into them a little bit. Well, I think Jacques was the one that really came up with the thought and the concept that we want to be able to have these conversations while also you need to discuss the boundaries. Really discuss the boundaries of what can be discussed. One example, Cecily, is talking about finances. And this may be the first time that a family member would talk to their child about the feasibility of paying for college, what income is coming in, maybe filling out the FAFSA together. So really, what's the comfort zone, and recognizing if you're kind of approaching that rail and when you need to step back a little bit.
Okay, full disclosure here. Finances was a big thing for my daughter. I kept telling her, Nicole, fill out the scholarships, fill out scholarships. And there was sometimes a little combative moments there because, Mommy, would you stop asking me about doing that? I'm gonna do it. That was probably one of those moments where I didn't do very well, and I needed this book.
Look, one of the things that parents reading the book need to do is to be kind to themselves and practice self-care. This is not a perfect process. There are no perfect answers. One of the guardrails we talk about is, when do you agree as a family to talk about this in the course of a week? And when is it going to be off limits? I mean, maybe it's dinner one night a week, and the other nights, no thank you. Maybe there are siblings not present or other family members not present. Just sort of being intentional up front about how you're going to engage.
Oh, I love this. And what's the best advice, along with the other stuff, but what's the all-time favorite piece of advice from this book, College Conversations?
I'll yield to you on that one.
I think among the best pieces of advice in the book is easy to say, not always easy to do, to try to keep this process in perspective. There's more than 2,000 four-year colleges in this country. Most of them accept most of the students who apply. And so there's so many opportunities. The challenge is really to sort of figure out who you are as an applicant, and for you as a parent to help your child with that, and then try to map that to the choices that are out there.
So you guys will be here all weekend for the conference. Will you have your book? Are you doing book signings? How can someone find your book?
Certainly. Well, we had a book signing this morning. We're very fortunate that the NACAC bookstore, which is right next to the registration table, is carrying the book. So please go visit Dave at the NACAC bookstore and get a copy of The College Conversation. We have the paperback. The hardcover came out last year. And we also had fun doing the Audible version as well.
Oh, you did the Audible. Awesome. That's super fantastic. So you can find it on Audible as well.
That's right.
I appreciate you guys. You're probably 5 years too late for me, but I'm definitely going to have it for my future granddaughter. So thank you so very much
Thank
for
you,
stopping
Cecily.
by.
Thank you so much.